The way students study around the world is wildly different, because although this student and this student and this student may look like they're doing all completely different things, they're actually all studying for their exam. Some countries build students like machines, others make it a grind, while others let them figure it out. So today I'm breaking down how different countries study, from Korea to India to France to Finland, and more importantly, what you can steal from each of them to build your own elite study system. And a quick disclaimer, obviously this is extremely generalized. No one in a set country is going to be studied the same as another person. But I asked my community, I dug into some stats and stories, and if anything, this is more of an entertainment video, and these are just some common patterns where I'm just giving some aspects you can take to make your own system that's best for you. I'm not saying any country's better than one or the other, or whether one's smarter or not. It's about which habits will actually help you grow. So starting with Korea, where studying is survival. At this point, it's kind of like a meme and people kind of think it's over exaggerated. But in Korea, like genuinely, school isn't just school, it's war preparation. Most students start their day waking up very, very early. We're talking 6 a.m, 5 a.m. sometimes. And that's just for some before school revision, before going to school, like all the rest of us, and ending around 3 p.m. Sounds pretty early to end school, right? Oh wow, great for them. But they straight straight to Hagwons, which are private tutoring academies, where they study until 9, 10, even until midnight sometimes. Then they'll go home, revise again to finish the ludicrous amounts of homework that they set. Also, the school wants to catch up, they study and end up sleeping very, very late, around 1 or 2 a.m. They wake up and do it again, and this isn't rare, it's actually quite normal. In Korean culture, education isn't just a tool, it's status. Your university determines your future, and your grades define your worth. So the grind isn't optional, it's expected of you. Similarly to other people, when they also find out about this, I was saying like, that's insane. But then I started noticing something about these students. They weren't motivated every day. They just showed up because the system made it hard to fall off. Here's what you can steal: the structure, the discipline, and the routine. Korean students are really, really good when it comes to time blocking. It's not about, do I feel like studying? It's, this is the time, this is the task, let's go. If your day is messy and unproductive, you have to copy this. Make your study blocks non-negotiable. Set your time like school periods. No vibe checks, just execution. But what you should avoid at the same time is burnout, because on the flip side of grind is exhaustion. Mental health stats in Korean schools are rough for a reason. It's easy to confuse effort with worth, and that can break you if you're not careful. It's like trying to win a game by never logging off. Eventually you burn out, not level up. So yes, adopt their intensity, but protect your balance. Study hard, but study smart, not to prove yourself to others. The second country is India, the exam battlefield. If Korea is about long hours, India is about high stakes. Also, I've been told by my community, here your entire academic life can be defined by a single exam. The JEE, the NEET, the UPSC. These aren't just hard, they're brutal. Millions sit them every year, but a tiny percentage of them succeeds. So what happens? Kids young as 13 or 14 are preparing years in advance. They go to school during the day, but coaching centers at night. Weekends are used for full test simulations, and even during holidays there's study camps. Education in India isn't just an opportunity, it's survival. It's a path to stability in a country where millions are fighting for limited seats, jobs and futures. And what's wild is the consistency is just built in. You'll meet students doing past papers at 6 a.m. without complaining. Not because they love it, but because that's just how it's always been. It's this tolerance and routine, similarly to Korea, that gives them an edge when it comes to studying. So here's what you can steal, and it's their discipline through discomfort. Indian students are masters of showing up even when it's boring, frustrating or overwhelming. If you want to build grit and discipline, because that is really the other side of motivation, right? Do a past paper a day. Master a topic with spaced repetition until it's your job. They've turned exam prep into an art of survival, and you want that energy because not every topic and subject, I'm going to be real for you, is going to be sunshine and rainbows, especially later down the line. And this work ethic is a really valuable skill you can build early on. But you should avoid blind memorization and the same burnout we talked about in Korea, because in the pressure to perform, many fall into the trap of just rote learning as well, memorizing textbooks, copying model answers and no real understanding. So take the grind ethic but make it meaningful as well. Remember, take breaks of course like we talked about, but also focus on active recall, spaced repetition and feedback loops. Focus less on the hours but more about the intensity as well. Remember, it's like lifting weights without checking your form. Sure, you're working, but are you actually progressing? And now we have the UK. The classic British academic experience, and again very generalized, but from my own experience and what other people in my community told me, there's two very different broad ends of the spectrum. You have times in the year where you're just procrastinating for 5 weeks straight, but then when the exams are coming up, you're revising for 5 hours straight the night before the exam. surviving on energy drinks and anxiety. And you've seen it, you live both sides of the spectrum. The I'll do it after dinner pipeline turns into 2 a.m. past paper scramble with no real understanding, and it's just vibes, and it's honestly kind of a trend. But the thing is, UK students are smart. They're also strategic, but in the worst way. They wait until the very last moment and somehow still pull decent grades. And trust me, I've been there as well. I remember printing up the spec the night before my GCSE chemistry marks and highlighting random sections pretending I was revising. But I was kind of just productively procrastinating. So what you can steal is the power of past papers. UK students are really good at studying effectively because of the fact that we procrastinate a lot. They study the mark schemes, and schools kind of use this from the very start. They teach revision by doing past papers, by looking at the mark scheme exemplars. They've reverse engineered the structure. They know how to score marks, not just what the content is. So you want to study smart and start treating past papers like a game. Predict the questions and mimic the answer styles. It works. But what you should avoid is waiting till it's too late. The last minute warrior, that cramming, it will cost you eventually. It builds stress, ruins sleep, and it kills creativity. Copy the exam tactics, but ditch the procrastination habit. And then we have Japan. The discipline of quiet consistency. Japan's studies culture is something else. It's not loud, it's not dramatic. It's quiet, focused, but relentless. If you walk into a Japanese high school library after lunch, everyone's just working in silence. And a lot of students, because they grow up in a culture that prizes order, patience, and harmony, they study like that. They're very self-motivated, they have routines, and serious respect for the process. I heard from a lot of my friends, and I remember watching this one video of a Japanese girl doing handwriting practice for 2 hours just to perfect the form. And it hit me. They don't rush, they refine. They don't cram, they condition. And this is really, really good. You have to steal this. Their environment and consistency. They master repetition. They do the 1% every day, not 100% all at once. That's why they remember things. That's why they stay calm under pressure. Build your own version of this. A quiet study space, a repeatable daily plan, less panic and more process. But what you should avoid is the pressure to never speak up. When you're confused, when you're burnt out, make sure to tell your teacher and ask your friends for help if you need it. Copy the stillness, copy the consistency. If you're feeling stuck, that's when you can always speak up. The last country that I'll be covering today is Finland, the chill genius zone. Finland is different. There's no crazy homework loads, there's no cram schools. The school days are quite short, long breaks, and fewer exams, and yet they top education rankings globally. Why? Because they optimize for deep learning, not volume. In Finland, students are taught how to learn, not just what to memorize. Teachers are highly trained. The system trusts students, and kids are actually allowed to breathe. When I first read about Finland, I was like, this can't be real. Because actually, it wouldn't work for like the UK, for example. No pressure and no all-nighters. But the reason that they're still top 5 in the world is because that's the whole point. They focus on quality over quantity, understanding over repetition, balance over burnout. So here's what you can steal. Mental clarity, rest, deep work. Finland teaches you that rest is productive, that breaks improve your attention, and that curiosity is a far better motivator than fear. If you've been grinding non-stop with 0 results, maybe it's time to do less, but better. But what you should avoid is getting too chill. The system works because the whole culture supports it. But if you try the finished method without structure, you're just gonna fall behind. Studying in this way is kind of like planting a tree. It's slow, it's deep, but when it grows, it's solid for life. Learn to learn, take breaks, be curious, but don't forget to show up consistently as well. And honestly, there's no right way. As you can see, there's pros and cons for all of this. There's no perfect country. There's no secret routine hidden in the mountains of Japan or in the basements of a UK sixth former. The smartest students steal from everywhere. That's why I said this very generalized, because no student studies in just one way. The best students take Korea's time blocking, India's consistently, Japan's stillness, France's thinking, Finland's balance, and the UK's past paper tactics to build a system that actually works for them. The challenge is, what are you taking from this video? Write that in the comments and add what are you going to be adding to your study sessions to study better and a better way, because applying it is what builds momentum. And if you want extra help building this kind of international, genuinely perfect study method, the Student Accelerator is there for a reason. It's my international studying community where I have students from all around the world, and it's from anyone, anywhere who's sick of the chaos and just wants to build a study system that actually works. And inside, I'll show you how to study like a Korean student without burning out, study like a Finnish student without falling off, and execute like an Indian student with purpose and clarity. This is the system I wish I had when I was failing. Now, it's a system that's helped thousands of other students crush their goals, and as you can see, it really works. So the link's below, you already know what to do, and as always, I'll see you in the next video as well.